Hey guys, I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are. My name is Boom Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel, to my videos. I'm so grateful that you guys are listening. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how it is extremely important. It's actually absolutely crucial that an INFJ live in the perfect environment for them, an ideal environment. Obviously, we need to make sure that our friends are a certain way, and like we get rid of people who are kind of negative or energy vampires for sure, and that is like a given, obviously. But I've found that the environment, the apartment perhaps that you live in, the city that you live in, the country that you live in, is extremely important as well. Surprisingly, it has a humongous benefit to an INFJ to move to a country or to a city that is conducive to their state. Just as an example, I used to live in the Middle East, and the Middle East is beautiful, has a lot of culture and all that stuff, but it is also a kind of country, the place that I lived in was Dubai, and all people care about in Dubai is shopping, consumerism, and very shallow. A lot of times at that point it was very shallow, at least to me. It was a very hard place to live in for an INFJ. I moved to Toronto after that, and Toronto is an INFJ's heaven. It's great. I loved there are a lot of conscious people there, very awake, asking a lot of questions. There is a little bit of consumerism, but there's also it's balance, right? So there's both kinds of people. And then I moved to Chiang Mai, and I live in Chiang Mai now. And this is like my soul city, my soul country. Like I am absolutely ecstatic, and I love being here because it is the perfect place for me. The perfect place in every single regard. The people here are amazing. They're always asking interesting questions. There's no small talk here. I rarely ever have any small talk. There's a lot of creativity going on, a lot of authentic living. There's very little consumerism, right? Everyone uses cash. There's a lot of really conscious, awake people. There's a lot of good food, amazing experiences. So there's a lot of good stuff here in Chiang Mai, and it is like my soul city. I don't want to go back to Toronto ever, or I mean, definitely not Middle East, because this is like the perfect spot for me as an INFJ, as an individual, as a creative, as everything, right? And so I had someone message me a couple of days ago saying, I live in South Florida, and if you guys have ever been there, it's like the most most fake, most fake city out there, and filled with fake, shallow people, right? Just if the only thing that person did was move out of South Florida to California or Colorado or wherever else, right? Or Chiang Mai, then that in itself is going to be a complete different enhancement of their experience of life. Right? If that's the only thing he did and did nothing else, it would completely change his life, right? Most people are obviously not willing to completely move to a different city. So what I recommend is take care of your immediate environment, right? Obviously, the people you hang out with is extremely important. What is your apartment like? How is the energy in your apartment? Like, how do you treat your apartment? How do you spend time there? Because that is our sanctuary, right? We're going to be spending a lot of time in this apartment, in our cave, so we have to be careful that we don't let it get negative, right? I don't allow anyone into my cave. I don't allow any people into my sanctuary, into my apartment, because I don't want the energy muddled. I have my energy here, and I've made it happen a certain way. I don't want it intermingling with other people's energy, right? So I don't let people into my apartment, ever. It's a not given. I'll meet them outside somewhere, but not here, right? The way I've set it up, it's very minimalist. I don't have a lot of stuff, and so I love it that way. I don't have to worry about a lot of things. There's a huge balcony, and my window and doors are always open. So there's always fresh air coming in. Sunshine's always coming in. I love that. It makes me really happy. I always have water in the house and a little bit of food, so in case I'm on low in energy, I always have something to eat and munch on after I can go get some more food. I also love Chiang Mai because there's a lot of food options right next door to me, and so like as an INFJ, we have a hard time taking care of us, so I can always find food options around me, which is so helpful, right? But in my apartment itself, like I have everything that I need. I have my books here. I have obviously a great internet connection. I have seriously everything. There is no need for me to go outside ever. I do go outside because I don't want to be that person who's a hermit, but that's what you have to figure out for yourself. Like, what is your apartment like? How is the energy in it? What is your immediate circle of friends like? How is the energy there? What is your family circle like? How's the energy there? And if something kind of irks you or something kind of makes you feel like, oh, this is really causing my INFJ things to kind of pipe up, then you need to get rid of it or change it somehow. Like, do something to make it better. Either move to a different city. If not that's not possible. Try to weed out people that are negative in your life or hang out very little with them. Or make sure at least that your sanctuary, your home, your apartment, wherever you live is absolutely perfectly set up for you, because that is extremely crucial. That is so important for us to do. Most people don't pay attention to that, and so they don't have a place to escape to. And INFJs need a place to escape to. When we go outside for a long time and we come back into the house, we have to have an escape route. Like, we need to be able to sit down and be like, okay, I can detox here, I can relax here, I can rejuvenate here before I have to go back out again. Okay? This is what my apartment is for me. That's why no one else is allowed in there, because this is my space. I need the space in order to rejuvenate. I need the space in order to be alive, in order to feel refreshed, in order to feel like I can interact with people again. Like, whenever I go out for a long time, so yesterday there was a festival going on and I was out for the whole day, so tired, come back home, as soon as I step into my apartment, as soon as I step in, instantaneous peace, instantaneous contentment, instantaneous joy, right? And that is why I love being here, is because every single time I feel overwhelmed by the outside, I can always come back here and say, okay, good. This is my spot. This is me. This is here. I don't need to worry about anything here. I don't have to worry about negative energies here. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just be, right? Chiang Mai is obviously much better for that. I don't encounter a lot of negative energy, but there's a lot of festivals, a lot of events going on. So I'm always out doing things, and I always have to come back I always like to come back to my apartment to recharge and rejuvenate. I love it here. Love it. As an INFJ, I think that's one of our things. Like, we're so happy being alone and on our own that it is actually, we have to force ourselves to go out, right? I mean, we have to kind of bribe ourselves, like, okay, if you go out today, then I'm going to give you chocolate, or I'm going to give you a croissant, or whatever, right? So I implore you guys, if you're an INFJ specifically, please, or if you're an introvert in any sense of the word, then please do figure out, like, is your city hurting you? Is your environment hurting you? Is your apartment hurting you? Is your friend circle hurting you? How can you improve on that? It is your responsibility. You're in charge of all of this stuff, right? You can change it. No one else is going to do it for you, because no one else is going to understand exactly what it is for you. So figure it out for yourself and then change it and enhance it so that you feel content in your space. It's very important for an INFJ to have a very conducive environment. Make sense? I hope it does. If you guys have any questions, any comments, any feedback, please do let me know. And if you guys are interested, you can join my team at patreon.com/boomshaka. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.